floors, or smell the presence of mold, call Henry Bean of X1 Adjusters for a free inspection to review your current policy or analyze your existing claim. Henry Bean has recovered $1 million for property owners all across the state of Florida, just like you. The insurance company has their own adjusters, and you should have your own as well. Call Henry Bean the Adjuster now at 954-901-4495. Henry is ready to help you, and all his inspections are always free. Once again, that number is 954-901-4495, or send an email to henry@x1adjusters.com. X1 Adjusters.
This is a solicitation for business. If you have had a claim for an insured property loss or damage, and you are satisfied with the payment by the insurer, you may disregard this advertisement.
I'm a young black man, doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but I look around and I see what's being done to my kind. Every day I'm being hard to this prey. My people don't want no trouble. We better no struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
This is Revolution Show. The year is 2020, the number. Another summer, get down. Sound of the funky drummer. Music hitting the heart, cause I know you got soul.
The information age got them seeing what's really wrong with these racist days. I honor the strong and pity the weak. Your thoughts run your life, be careful what you think. Haiti beat France in century 17. Salute Toussaint and Dessalines. And I do love France, know what I mean? It's a system I'm talking, nobody's agreeing. They say it's suicide when dead bodies are swinging. Cowards are hunting black men, that's what I'm seeing. How many toasters have been burnt down? And once Central Park was a thriving black town. Yo, Chuck, I'm fighting the power right now thanks to you, Flav and P.E. Putting it down, putting your life on the line so I can rap now. The next generation still singing Fight the Power.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be.
Police think they weighing 6'9" over the law. Wanna give us short sticks, but we really need a long. To the boys in the hood, ducking bullets and batons. From boys in the hood, triple K's on their arm. 4 fingers on my palm, screaming fight. Change the policy, defund, buy back our property. You love Black Panther, but not Fred Hampton. Word to the Howards and the Aggies and the Hamptons. They book us, won't book us, I'm Booker. T. Washington, George killed for 20. Think about it, that's 2,000 pennies. The value black life, the cost of going to Wendy's for a 4-quarter burger. Ended in murder. Fight for Brianna and the pain of her mama. Gotta fight
the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be.
Yeah, generations is how long we've been at war. The revolution on all platforms. You break a man's mind in his back, your solidarity is what I'm wearing all black for. For comrades who don't fought without me, it's not to try and change our thoughts about me or to redirect your reports about me. Dear white people, you should take a course about me, cause is it the long 4-finger ring, the sciences of the arts, the songs we can sing? I really wanna know why y'all so scared. Probably cause the promised land we almost scared. But look, I think of images that fuel my youth. Interviews by Craig Hodges and Abdul Raouf. Examples like Olympic black power salutes and Panther truth. I saw as I pursued my truth. If racism is a cancer, black thought's the answer. Gotta get up off the back porch, emancipate your mind, get your bodies back from ransom. Come on, and all black hands up for the anthem.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Yo, check this out, man.
Bring that beat back, man. 2, 3, 4.
People, stronger than this evil. Smashing your power structure, melanin royal regal. System designed to kill and unprotect. Worldwide hit the streets just to get some respect. Our fight and our rights for freedom will never waver. Justice Breonna Taylor, salute Chuck and Flavor. Feel the same anger since Radio Raheem died. Black power to the people, push forward pride.
Fighting power like it's an octo. Born to fight, I made it off the block though. Thought he had a gun and he was black, that's the combo. The police killed George having a convo. They killed Malcolm X, they killed Dr. King. They gave us guns and dope, they wanna stop our kings. Trying to erase our history, stop and think. History class ain't tell us about Juneteenth. Cops don't give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a key, bro. Us living life on welfare. The last one who cared was Obamacare, round 12. Nose kinda bloody, gotta keep fighting. Trump through to North Korea, they respect violence. If you ain't trying to have your city on fire, put some respect on our name. We come from gold and diamonds.
Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power! We got to fight the powers that be. Elvis was a hero of the month, but he never meant to me. You see, straight up racist, the sucker was simple and plain. Cause I'm black and I'm proud, I'm ready, I'm hyper, I'm amped. Most of my heroes on a piano stamp. Sample all look like you look and find nothing but Reginald for 400 years if you check.
Don't worry, be happy.
Was a #1 jam. Damn if I said you could slap me right here. Get it.
Let's get this party started right.
Right on, come on. What we got to say? Power to the people, no delay. Make everybody see in order to fight the powers that be.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reginald Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother, Wildman Teddy T, a.k.a. Baron the Mound Builder.
Oh, yes, it's spring again. Everybody knows it's spring again. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Teddy T, you getting your Biz Marquee on, eh?
There you go.
That's
there
how
you
you
go.
feeling?
That's it, you know.
That's how you feeling?
Hip-hop till I die.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. And so bringing to you guys, I got a very, very special guest for everybody here today on the Ask Mathis show, Monday through Friday, brought to you by X1 Adjusters and Henry Bean. Live in studio, we have stylist to the stars, Miss Jenna, law, actress, philanthropist, author. I mean, you name it. Jenna Law, what's good? Welcome to Ask Mathis.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I hope everybody is blessed today. I just want to just give God the glory for being here. I'm just grateful to, be on your show.
Amen.
I've been watching you for a while. So.
Amen. And we're thankful and happy to have you here on Ask Mathis. And, we're going to take care of some formalities and get into the get down. Got our brother DJ Newkirk, working the boards and making sure we look good, especially, on those Sunday video mix rebroadcasts, man. Sheesh. Newkirk be making us look good, bruh. Man, make me mad that I go live sometime, but, because when I see what you end up doing, the finished product is always way, way better, man. So we're going to get right into it. If anybody got a call, want to say hey, want to say what up, y'all give us a call, 786-801-0031. So we're going to get this thing started off in New York, and then we're going to work our way down. So y'all know right now the governor, Andrew Cuomo, man, he got hit with another one. I think the number's up to 7. It's up to 7 right now. He's been asked to resign, not only from Republicans, which you would expect, but now both United States senators from New York, Kirsten Gillibrand, as well as Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, are both calling for his resignation, as well as the head of the New York Senate, as well as the House. Like, they all are calling for his resignation, and he's basically saying, no way, I'm not stepping down under any circumstance, under any condition, and let the voters decide. As you guys know, Andrew Cuomo is a third time. He's in his third term, as governor of New York, one of the most powerful states. And it looks like in the midst of all this, bruh, it's just really, really piling on because there's an additional scandal that's brewing right now, and that is his vaccine czar, individual by the name of Larry Schwartz, has been just calling, checking temperatures. He's been calling all the county heads throughout the state of New York, basically finding out, where do you stand as it relates to Governor Cuomo. Like, you friend or foe? Let us know. Let us know. And so he calling some of the people, and they feeling a little uncomfortable because they basically feel as if we not down with Cuomo, then are we not gonna get our vaccine? Because this the vaccine czar that's calling, checking your temperature. And we've seen a little bit of that in the state of Florida when it comes to the folks in Manatee County and then some of the folks down in the Key Largo, where they're saying the most affluent zip codes and communities are getting the vaccine before some of the, less served communities are getting them. So folks is raising hell. So they, what do you think, Jenna, if the person that's in charge of distributing this vaccine, that's working hand in hand, the governor's fix-it, gives you a call and says, hey, how you doing today, Miss Law? This is Larry Schwartz, and I just want to see, you see here all this stuff going on with Cuomo. What do you think about that?
I think the whole situation is crazy that's going on in New York, honestly. But I'm a conspiracy theorist myself anyway, so I can take it on to a whole nother level.
So, you picked the right one today. You got Teddy T bearing the mound builder over there right there. He got a cohort today. Yeah. He got a cohort today. So you got the folks basically saying, like, man, we felt uncomfortable when the governor's guy called us, finding out, does this mean if we say, I don't like what he's accused of, does this mean we're not gonna, get our people vaccinated? Like, that's messed up. So they referred that to the ethics board. And while all that's going on, of course, he got all the allegations of sexual misconduct going on, including by a South Florida reporter by the name of Jessica Bakeman. And Jessica Bakeman at one point was, worked for the Washington Post. She also worked for Politico. She worked in New York, a few years ago. And what she's basically penned an op-ed, she paints the governor as so creepy. And I'm glad we have Jenna Law with us. Jenna Law is, I've been following Jenna for a while, and she's family. And just reading some of her posts and just seeing some of the things, this is the perfect guest to have, for this particular issue, because what Jessica Bakeman had to say, and she's now a K through 12 reporter for the Miami Herald and WLRN. But what she was basically saying is that, at no time did Governor Cuomo not remind her that she was a woman. And I don't think she meant that in a good way, because she recounts, that, she didn't want to go to the Christmas party that he hosted at the governor's mansion in Albany, New York, because, the last time they was together that, he touched her, hand, and that he, touched her shoulder, gave her a little Creepy Joe massage, and put his hand down to the small of her back, right above, and she felt, uncomfortable with that. So, Ms. Law, have you ever been in a situation like that where, you out trying to do your job or networking and doing whatever, and, find yourself in a situation that a person feels that, they could take advantage of the situation?
I've been in several situations similar to that, but not exactly like hers, where, no one takes you serious because you look a certain way or whatever. And so they want to make sexual,
innuendos.
Innuendos. Yes, thank you so much.
Hey, we gonna help each other.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so I've been in situations like that, and then once I, allow them to know that this is not where it's going, it's kind of a back off type of situation where, if it's not going to be an advancement, then it's not going to be an advancment. So I definitely understand where she's coming from.
And something else that I wanted to share, that Ms. Law has in common with Jessica Bakeman is that they both graduated summa cum laude.
Yes.
So we're talking about, women with, big heads on their shoulders, and I don't mean it in the literal standpoint, but, a lot of knowledge, and brain power coupled with good looks and, definitely some people, men of power, can take advantage or try to take advantage and make you feel as if you aren't going to advance or you aren't going to do whatever. And Ms. Bakeman was contemplating going to Albany, and he forced her to take a photograph, with him. And she was like, do I just grin and bear it, take this photograph, and it'll be over in a second, or do I, say, no, I'm not going to take the picture, and then he called me a prude or called me, something else. And so she just said, you know what, let me go ahead and take this picture. But she felt uncomfortable because she's a reporter. Mm-hmm. And, as we were talking with the school board superintendent down here, Cavallo, who, had some, allegations of wrongdoing with, a reporter, who was at the Boston Globe at the time, basically saying, the reporter never wants to be a part of the story. The journalist never wants to be a part of the story. They're covering the story. So, just one of those things. And, of course, it is also March, with this International Women's Month. And so, these issues at the Ask Mathis, we definitely try to bring to light. But our boy, Andrew Cuomo, had this guy Larry Schwartz asking for loyalty tests. Doesn't that sound familiar to somebody? Teddy T?
That sounds like a Trump
Who's that sound like?
A Trump move.
Right.
That sound like a Trump move. Mm-hmm. And what do we say all the time, man? We don't like politicians, and don't get caught up, in saying, Republicans do this or Republicans do that, because you find out it's about power. Mm-hmm. It's about power, and it's not necessarily about what you have a D or a R behind your name. It's about power and folks, being corrupted. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's what we see firsthand. So, I thought we already learned from Franklin Delano Roosevelt that allowing somebody to run continuously, at a certain point, they're going to get complacent. They're going to feel like, oh, man, I can do this job with my eyes closed. Then what do they end up doing? They start finding other ways to enjoy themselves, which is, you know what, I have the power, so you know what, I'm going to decide right now that I just want to start, dipping my beak into, different pools, Transition to last night. WAP, man. Can you believe that WAP was performed on national TV, Jenna Law? Can you believe that?
That would have never happened years ago, right? I mean, my goodness.
Oh, man. I'm saying, and the host did not shy away from it. He was like, hey, if you have young kids watching, yes. I had young kids watching. We're all watching, because, my kids are into Billie Eilish and they're into Doja Cat. They're in definitely BTS. That's who they into. So if you know that those folks are going to come on TV, you're going to have a large number of young people watching it, as were mine, watching it. And so Trevor Noah, the host of the show, he comes out and he's like, hey, we about to have a performance of WAP. And if you got young kids watching, just tell them that it's about a kitty cat taking a bath or something. You know what I mean? It's like it's like, man, come on, bro.
A cat in the water.
It's like,
How about
man,
that? It's a cat in the water.
It's like,
you know,
come
Dr.
on.
Seuss, he's in the water now.
You know what I mean? And I'm watching it, and I'm watching the performance, and I'm just saying to myself, like, this need to be like Grammys After Dark,
For sure.
or needed to be on the cable network, or they needed to say, you know what, the second that performance, the WAP performance, you can catch that on, you know, Amazon Prime. You can catch that on something else, but to just put it on, you know, network television like that, and what happened with Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake?
Right after that.
You know what I mean? Like.
That's
it was a career ender almost for Janet Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
That's what broke ground, though. You know, those type of things break ground.
But they got fined.
Yeah, they
got
get
a
fined. But it's like
$500,000 fine.
It break ground because it depends on the amount of people who complain. Like, I remember, like, you could say F-U-C-K on the radio as long as you use it as an adjective. Like, the guys from U2 used to always come on and say, this is a great effing time. This is a great effing thing, and they never could catch it, and nobody would complain. So now the FCC say, okay, you can say that as long as you say it in the adjective. And when I was on Power 96, I was watching C-SPAN, and I was like, yo, I came to the radio station like, yo, we can say it. Kid Curry was like, no, you can't, no. I said, come on, man, we can't get in trouble. So he said, all right, we'll do it for New Year's. We'll say happy effing New Year's for New Year's, but it has to happen. And they do research, and don't nobody really say anything about it. And you got to remember, the Grammys is a private organization. The people vote on everything
but
that
talking
happens.
but you're talking about the FCC, Federal Communication Commission. And so their terms, and so CBS is definitely a party to the FCC. So them being private don't have anything to do with whether or not they violated. Exactly. I think that's the point, is that we going about normalizing, you know, this type of behavior, that nothing is taboo, nothing is off limits. Like,
whatever you want to do.
You watching cartoons, and, you know, now it's like cartoons supposed to be meant for kids, but they really not meant for kids. It's really adult. It's really for adults that's sitting there like, you know, I ended up watching the SpongeBob movie. I ended up watching Soul, and I ended up watching Sonic. So 3 movies that I would not normally watch, but, you know, it's what the kids wanted to watch. So I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, whoa, this is a lot of adult humor. It's a lot of adult humor that's going on. But, you know, but can we give a big shout out to Beyonce? You know, Beyonce just tied for the most of all time, most Grammys all time for a female artist. So that's B.I.G. Super big for her. Song of the Year, I Can't Breathe by her. Best Megan Thee Stallion, Best New Artist, Megan Thee Stallion. Best R&B album, John Legend. And Best Video, Beyonce and Blue Ivy. So Blue Ivy got her first. Blue Ivy got her first Grammy. Blue Ivy got her
like
first.
The youngest person
her first
to
Grammy.
Get a Grammy.
And St. John.
I mean, it's like, come on, bro. Like, anyway,
it's private. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's private. They got their private money.
Propaganda.
They can send their money to whoever. CBS, listen here.
Yeah.
FCC don't pay attention. This is royalty over here.
For sure.
And they didn't get no fines. Nobody said anything.
No, it just happened, bro. It just happened. So, you know, we'll see. And they didn't say the words. It was always WAP, and they blanked it out. But if you saw what they was wearing, you know what I mean? Megan Thee Stallion, like, you know, it's crazy where, and this is where I'm going to, I guess my Republican side is going to come out. Because, bruh, what Megan Thee Stallion was wearing yesterday seemed just, and it's crazy because it's just her body. But it's a lot of body.
Yada, yada, yada.
When Beyonce came out with Bootylicious, you know, and she was like this jelly and all that or whatever, but Beyonce is still like, you know, small compared to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion put them goods out there for everybody to see, and it's crazy. And and this, like I said, I am acknowledging my own bias, being a conservative, and that's almost illegal.
And a daddy.
And a dad, like, that's almost illegal to put all that out there like that. Like, it's a body type. Like, if you don't really got all them curves or whatever, hey, you can go out there in a bathing suit and it's not really whatever. But when you come out there and then she was grabbing it and showing like, yo, this real. Like, this here you go. And then she grabbed her breast and was like, here you go. And I was just like, whoa, that's just like, you know what I mean? If I was to walk out there and just, you know what I mean, with my boxes, you know what I mean? My boxes on tight up on me, saying like, what I do.
It brings me to, I remember we was at Vibe with Luke, and they didn't want Luke to perform Raise the Roof, which had no sexual endos in the song at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, no, he's been banned here. We was like, no, 2 Live Crew has been banned from Disney, not Luke Campbell. And they came in and they was like, they made the girls zip up their jackets all the way up. They made them pull their shorts down. You know what I mean? It was like really crazy. But Vibe magazine was like, listen, he has the #1 record in the country and he has to perform. There are no sexual endos in the song at all. They had to go through the lyrics and everything. And after Luke performed the record, he just threw the mic in the air and just busted the mic and walked off. It was funny, but these are the things that Luke had to go through with his music all the way through to go to the freedom of speech. So when you see that happen, he made that effect. So it's the visual that we're talking about with WAP, but the whole element is legal. It's expression. It's art. And that's how they're going to sell it with the Grammys. This was an art form situation. With
I can agree with that, but I'm just saying, like, if we're going to do that, like Reggie said, let's do it after dark, after a certain time, because our little girls are already overly sexual. You know what I'm saying?
But when you listen, like, after 8 o'clock, if you really watch TV, there are a lot of over-sexual things. And after 10 o'clock, forget it. It's like watching
HBO and it didn't come on until 10.
See?
Like,
so,
it didn't. That WAP performance did not come on until
they could do it.
After
if it
10
came
o'clock.
After 10 o'clock,
well, there's definitely some additional, it's, they're allowed
if you watch
to go.
Snowfall on FX, they have sexual situations live on TV, on there. So it's after 10 o'clock. So after 10 o'clock, you could do that. Like after 12 o'clock, you can. They pushing
the regs. They pushing the regulations to the point where folks are going to go in there and change them, and that's that's what ends up happening, because you go out there and you see it, and then you say, well, it don't even matter what time you're going to do this if this is something that you can do. Because see, back in the day, it was a big deal to have cable. You only had like CBS, NBC, and ABC, and then you had the Superstation that you might be able to get. But then once cable came in, some of the rules, was different. You was allowed to do certain things, and I don't know if they self-regulated or what have you, but like CNN, if they were saying they were reporting the news, you might be able to see some things that you wouldn't see on the regular news. They might show a shooting. They might show something that they just give a disclaimer, to the audiences. So, anyway, we gonna move on because we got a lot to cover today. We got Jenna Law in the building. She just touched down, and Jenna Law, is
just touchdown.
Just touchdown. So, you have a very extensive resume. You a philanthropist, you're an actress, a stylist, you got so many things that you do. So can you just tell them how you go from, summa cum laude, biology major, to cosmetology, being a stylist, being an actress? Just give us a brief rundown on how you became Jenna Law.
So I had a kid in 9th grade, right? And so I just knew I didn't want to be a statistic. I knew that I had to go hard and beat the odds for him and for us, right? And so it just pushed me in my academic success even harder. My parents, everybody was just so, like, oh my God, I can't believe, because it wasn't the norm for my family. My family, everybody went to school, everybody went to college, nobody got pregnant as teenagers. So of course I'm like the black sheep. So I was determined. I got a full ride to VCU, went to VCU, graduated, was
Tell
in
me what VCU, you know.
Virginia Commonwealth University. Went there because I wanted to be a doctor. My goal was to be an anesthesiologist, right? Graduated from there, summa cum laude. Did not go to med school because I ended up having 3 more children in college. Got married to my son that I had in 9th grade, got married to his father. And just decided while I was in college to go to hair school because I was making money. Like, I was actually making money.
So you was
college.
that person on campus, because, you know,
Doing
you got your campus
hair.
barbers and you got your people who do the hair. So that was you.
That was me. And I was like, you know what? I got to make this legit. You know, I've always been that type of person. Nobody will be able to tell me I'm not certified in something. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And everybody was like, how you going to do it? You got a kid? You trying to go to school? You trying to go to school pre-med? I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. I didn't sleep, but I did it. You know, and thank God I did, because now I'm able to, or even then, I was able to, you know, do things with my kids. They were in private school, but I was able to go on field trips. I was able to make sure, you know, I was with them a lot of the time because I was able to control my own schedule. And
That's
so,
what's up. And then, you know, then what'd you do? How'd you end up, you know, to this point, you know, being, you know, with the IMG Strong Arm Camp? I see you doing things with Big Daddy Kane. Like, how did all those things come about?
well, you know, my brother, Fresh, I don't know if you guys, all of y'all know him. I know most people know him. They call him Doc Fresh, and he was in the music industry. And I used to beg him all the time as a little girl, you know, like, please, Fresh, like, let me in. And, you know, that's when Flo was like Tramar, you know what I'm saying? And he would come around, and Shad and everybody would come around. And I was young then, and Fresh didn't want me to have any parts of the industry. Anyway, long story short, before he passed, he was like, I'm gonna let you in, sis. You know, all I want you to do is make sure you keep your private life private, and, you know, don't sleep with nobody in the industry, is what he said, right? And so I just started to put myself out there, like, whatever somebody needed, whether it was a feature, whether it was, I started building bridges within relationships, you know what I mean?
You just remind, I wasn't even thinking. Like, you got that
feature with
Rich
Zoe.
Homie, yeah, you got that Rich Homie Quan feature for Zoe. That's right. That's right. Like, I was at paralegal on her time because she got it done. Think it's a game. That's right.
And it's crazy you say Doc, because Doc Fresh is like, that's my brother. Like,
Man.
we all, me, him, and Big Will, we all came up together. Like, I introduced him to the lady from Def Jam, because I was like really the only black person that was doing street promotions in Miami. There was a couple other, but they was mostly Spanish.
Right.
And I was like, man, we could do this, because I worked for everybody. And me and I used to do 90.9 The Bomb.
Okay.
And Fresh and Suicide, I got them. They used to come on at 10 o'clock. I did from 6 to 10, and they did from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
And we all came together and worked. And like, I really like, and I remember we was in Texas, we was in Houston. And no, we was in Dallas, and we was at the Saturday night. Woo! It's too much. But the next day at Erykah Badu's event, Fresh didn't come. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, why Fresh ain't did? We at Erykah Badu. I'm calling him. He's not answering the phone. And I was like, why Fresh ain't answering the phone? And I never forget, it was Saturday, right before Uncle Al Day. Suicide called me and told me that he was found in the house. And I was like, it just made so much sense. But just going back to what we was at the core retreat, and that was like the first time he came to the core retreat with us, you know. And I always been trying to get them just to come out. Big Will, I got Big Will in. They everybody was starting to come out, and like I work with Fresh so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all came up together, you know what I mean? And to hear, I didn't even know he had a sister.
Yeah.
And to see how you kept the legacy going for him,
And
like
that's
that,
what I'm gonna do.
like that's incredible.
what I gotta do.
That's so incredible, man.
That's right, man. We have Miss Jenna Law up in here, man. You know, when you just have good people that's in the industry, they become family. You know, and that's Jenna Law. She's in the building. So, who we got on the line, man? I think may have somebody for Miss Law, you know, calling in. So, you know, as you don't ask Mathis.
Yes, Mathis, what's happening, B. Taylor?
Wait, what up? Get that B Taylor, Do Brown. It's all on me, man. We was rocking that the other day. What's good, B Taylor?
Not too much, man. Mathis is out here working hard, man, and staying healthy, man. Thank y'all for supporting me, man. Mathis, y'all been supporting me from day one and strong arm.
Yeah. I see Nevada about to get $4 billion up from this new stimulus package to reopen.
Yep, a lot of money, man. You got to come back out here, Mathis. You know how y'all do.
That's what it is, man. B Taylor. So we saw what you had going on Super Bowl, man, with the, with the music and with the troops, man. What's
man.
good?
It was an honor, man. The NFL, man, to partner with them now with my One Life, and to be the first veteran, and African American to debut a song on Super Bowl Sunday, and have the video with all the troops and vets to be in it, and Tampa Bay. And then I had my guy, Terrell Owens, introduce it. So it was an honor, man.
That's what it is, man. But right now, as Teddy T find that, It's All On Me by B. Taylor and featuring Do Brown, that we still rocking, man. That's a very, very live song, bro. That's a live song. Y'all got to do the video, man. Bro. Y'all got to do the video.
Yeah, I know, Mathis. That's what I told him. I'm trying to head out there so I can get with Dude so we can shoot it, man, and keep it going. And just so I can tell you, Mathis, big ups to Jenna out there, man. She's always rocking with us, and got some news for you, man. First, I signed a deal, man, by the grace of the good Lord. About a year and a half ago, the Mandela family reached out to me, liking what I was doing with the military and Motown, and asked me to do a music program with my One Life. And I was so happy about that, Mathis, and I just was elated for that. But they came back with me to talk about a new car. Tommy Massey, who is the granddaughter, as well as Deleka Mandela, who is the eldest granddaughter. They co-founded and created a new Mandrelli car and got the official rights with the foundation to have it be signed in the signature of Nelson Mandela. So they approached me, man, in the summer during the pandemic and said, look, the family love what you're doing. We want you to be the co-founder of the first official Black female-owned electric or car company, and it's going to be the official Mandela, Nelson Mandela Mandrelli signature car, the first one in the world. And I'm just honored, man. And I signed the deal, the paperwork got done, and the press went out. You the first picture, man, that makes it official. And it is going to be the first Mandrelli Nelson Mandela signature electric car owned by Black females, with myself as a co-founder, and the first in the world in partnership with this presidential foundation.
That's what it is, man. That's B. Taylor.
And
B. Taylor.
And International Women's Month.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So B. Taylor calling, in to, announce that big news, and also to just pay homage to Miss Jenna Law, who's our special guest here today. And so since we got B. Taylor on the line, man, Taylor T, man, Teddy T, hit him with a little bit of that. It's on me, man. B. Taylor featuring Do Brown. He on Ask Mathis. We got the great Jenna Law.
Yeah, you did. They ain't believe it though. One Life. Do Brown. Same game, B. Taylor. What up? Woo. So we kick it like it's kickball. Power couple. She dripping in that Dolce Gabbana. They wanna touch her. Everybody know that's Do Girl. What you gonna do about it? Me and her take on the world. Now that's a true rider. And she Beyonce. God in her own class. Hella book smart. I be grabbing on her real life. Since it's on me, I'ma put it on you. Sipping on the best of the best. We playing taboo. Carol City 305. I'm a dirty baby. Help you with your homework. Now we getting dirty, baby. Drinking dirty slippery, baby. Got a nigga tiptoeing. Cause I made the right moves. Got a nigga going. She be in my lap snoring. I should call you FaceTime. But I got respect for her. I'ma spy your face now. Never poke a big dog. We be hella outside. Never have a side to choose. Cause it's only one side. Step right up to the VIP. Yeah, the IP. VIP. Yeah. Don't wait, cause tonight's on me. It's on me, baby.
Blue Brown make a lot of noise.
Yes, indeed, man. B. Taylor.
Yes, sir.
What you got to say to Jenna Law, bruh? It's her day, man. You ain't gonna take
Yeah,
all her
man.
shine, bruh.
Jenna, she's the best, Mathis. You know, I appreciate y'all, for, having a chance to be with her. She's great, man. I got some great ladies, Jenna, around us, and just giving homage to our women, man. Without them, man, we wouldn't be here, and she's a blessing to have, a God-fearing woman. You know, when my parents have been sick and ill, my family, Jenna always was calling and praying, and it's just great to see our black females doing great things and just the way that they are empowered and everything. So she's a definition of black excellence, man. That's all I can say, man. Black excellence.
Well, you said a mouthful right there, and I concur. Ditto.
Thank you, guys.
All of that, and but I got an example of someone that's not a female excellent, and that is attorney Reagan Younger, man. Attorney Reagan Younger. I think my brother DJ Newkirk had to pull up on the screen the last one you just put down. That's attorney Reagan Younger. She's out of Maitland, Florida, and she just got arrested for murder.
Oh wow!
She just got arrested for murder, bro. So they found some. When they went to serve her on Wednesday, yeah, that's her. When they went to serve her on Wednesday, she had meth. She had a loaded 9. She had scaled 3 pipes.
Wow.
Wow.
And they thinking she was in a bang bang shoot 'em up. They think it was a drug deal going bad. But I let you know, bro, don't underestimate a woman.
No.
She looking like, she looking like the chick from Kill Bill. Right there, like that was her motivation.
She look like Uma Thurman, you right.
That looked like her motivation.
Like she about to do it.
Yeah, that looked like her motivation right there. She gave him the 5-finger, the 5-finger thing, but she is not playing, and she is, it's accused, man. So they still trying to figure it out, man. But we gonna keep y'all posted. On that story, man. But that's something right there, bro. That's something right there. Here's something else that over 36,000 companies returned their PPP money. Remember we was first talking about it when it came out, when it was discovered that Pollo Tropical was getting some PPP money, and it was coming in and was supposed to help small business owners, but instead they found out through a loophole that they could, have each individual franchise, apply for the money, and that's how they was able to circumvent it being a SBA requirement. So you had Shake Shack, who gave the money back, Ruth Chris gave the money back, and just those two alone, with these 36,000 folks who gave back their money, amounted to $19 billion with a B. Wow. $19 billion. $160 million alone was going to the Houston Rockets owner, Tillman Forticia, and his companies. Wow. He owns a bunch of restaurants. And so he got $160 million.
That's
per restaurant inside the arena.
I don't know. I don't even know the name of his restaurants, but he's the owner of the Houston Rockets. So that in and of itself, by definition, should be that they should not have been eligible for PPP money, because if you own a sports franchise, usually that's discretionary money that you have. It's they lose money on that. That's a hobby. They ain't supposed to really make money. I think Jerry, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, is like the only one where it's like that's his only business. But it's supposed to be like, the guy who owns Stephen Ross, who owns the Dolphins. Like their money is tied up in New York real estate. And they, it's supposed to be a vanity play to own a team. Sure. How you turn around and get all this money from the government. So it turns out that the owner of the Rockets, gave $100,000, to Trump, because this is going back to a year ago when Trump was still in office, that these folks, and then we have Dave Segal, who's a timeshare billionaire. They got 19 million. You know, the guy that's
Move it over a little bit.
They got 19 million, you know, from PPP, and so what they ended up doing was holding up all the money for the real mom and pop shops that really needed the money, because it was so top heavy with these folks coming in there, you know, grabbing the money. So again, man, we don't like politicians too much, you know, on either side. on either side, we really don't, and we really like to blow the whistle, Too Short style, you know, when it comes to, you know, what these folks is on, man. And we got Jenna Law up in here. You know, B. Taylor just came and paid homage to her. You'll see what he got going on, man. The first female-owned electric car company. I was just talking about Tesla yesterday. And so to have somebody to come in and do their own thing, and black females at that, is even greater, and it's even better, man, to see, you know, our women, you know, coming to their own. They've been supporting us for so long. It's time for them to just go ahead and leave us knuckleheads behind, you know, because we've been.
Yes, sir. I concur.
They just leave us in the dust, man, because we around here on some other stuff, man. You know, these women around here trying to get it. These women around here trying to get it done. They trying to get the job done, and we around here, you know, we playing. You know, we around here playing, and it's real stuff, and it's real life, you know, that's going on. And so, you know, we only got a couple things, you know, discussed with Jenna. So I want to talk a little bit more, you know, with Jenna Law in terms of just the mission that she's on. You know, I saw you doing some philanthropic charity work, you know, even in the pandemic. I saw you doing some stuff with Big Daddy Kane. So tell us about that work.
Yeah, so Kane and I have a toy drive that we do every year, and it came to us about maybe 8 years ago now that we just wanted to kind of help kids that were in need, you know, in the Raleigh-Durham communities. And so that's what we did, and it grew, and it has grown to the point now where we had 2 news stations and a radio station actually join us, and Durham Parks and Rec joined us this year. So it was really big this year. And
so how did Big Daddy Kane get connected in Raleigh-Durham?
Actually, Kane lives in Raleigh now.
So that's
yeah.
So you gotta tell us that. You know, our audience don't know. We thinking he's in New York and Brooklyn somewhere.
Well, he's there enough. He's there enough. But no, he lives in Raleigh now, and so that's how, you know, how he's able to, or why he wants to give back to the Raleigh-Durham community.
And quiet is kept. Raleigh-Durham, you know, Tobacco Road, that whole, you know, Duke, North Carolina, they got their own little small Silicon Valley working. And so when people want to ask themselves, like, why is North Carolina a swing state, and why sometimes do they have, you know, Democrats elected statewide, it's because, you know, when it comes to technology, they have a lot of people who are flocking there. They still got the Southern tendencies and the old boy folks and whatnot, but you got a lot of advanced people, you know, who are moving to that area. That's one of probably in my top 5 places, you know, where I would say that I would be willing to relocate, you know, and, you know, Charlotte, I like Charlotte, like Raleigh-Durham. You know, just one of these places. Phoenix is another place, but it's just so hot. You know, when it get hot, man, it's hell hot. And I don't want to go to hell. You know what I mean? It's hell hot out there. But it's certain places that you wouldn't even think of that are advanced and progressive places, you know. And I learned this about Phoenix. I went to a National Bar Association conference in Phoenix, and, you know, growing up, I'm thinking Public Enemy, and Public Enemy is like, as soon as I get to Arizona, you know, because they was one of the states that were against the Martin Luther King holiday. But as a result of the boycotts by black people coming to Phoenix for conventions and whatnot, it became one of the most progressive places. So when I went out there, I started meeting all these black people in leadership, and what they told me, it was like, as a result of the boycotts and what was going on, what Phoenix did and what Arizona did is they went and hired these head hunter firms, and they basically went out and just started getting the best black people to come to Arizona and paid them a whole lot of money to come to Arizona.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa, this is, talk about reparations. I like them type of reparations. Those are the type of things. That's how you don't just apologize for, what you did wrong. You do something about it. And I like that formula. Say, you know what? We're going to go out and recruit the best people and bring them here. And when you bring the best people here, because it works the opposite. Why do people say Los Angeles Police Department was one of the worst police departments, in the world? And how did you end up with those riots as a result of the LAPD? Well, what did they do? In the 60s, they made a concerted, conscious effort to hire and recruit police officers from the South to come out there to Los Angeles and bring all that with them to Los Angeles. So they out there policing and patrolling as if they're in Mississippi. You know what I mean? And that's it's like, what do they say? Garbage in, garbage out to my tech people out there. What you put in is what you get out. The seeds that you sow is going to determine what your harvest is. That's right. And so when we have, Jenna Law, God-fearing lady in the house with us here, tell them how they can get in touch with you. But also your bigger testament is how you always believed in yourself, and you knew that, what people look at as obstacles and challenges, you looked at as opportunities, to overcome, and, you writing your own story.
Yeah, I definitely have just always believed in myself, and I believe in being positive regardless of the situation. And you can have like 100 no's, right? But all you need is one yes. And no's is not always like a situation where, I never took it as something that was bad, right? I always turned that no into like that's just God's protection, or it's a bigger door or a better door. I never even looked at the person as they being funny or whatever. I looked at them as it's just not me and you right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's just how I look at life. That's how I try to motivate other people to look at life. And I think if you have a different perspective of life, then it helps you to, overcome a lot of obstacles and to, look at things differently.
Absolutely. And we had Michelle Austin Pamey's attorney on last Wednesday, and her story is one where I went to law school with her, but I came basically from undergrad. So I was 21 years old. She was 32. She already had 2 kids when she started law school, and just the focus that she had, was just like failure was not an option for her at all. And what it turned out 25 years later, as we look back, in terms of what's going on, she never looked back, and she's always, just been the best and took things seriously, because a lot of times, folks just don't take things serious as they should, my wife, she does so much for the crib, man. It was so yesterday, man, I just went to sleep. I just said, you know what, today I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep because in the midst of her doing whatever she's doing, taking care of the baby, doing all the stuff she need to do, the kids ordered sushi. They ordered sushi, whatever. And my complaint, I'm like, man, y'all always ordering too much food. I don't mind, just eat the food. Just eat the food, because y'all not going to eat it tomorrow. Y'all not going to eat it 2 days from now. So can y'all just eat the food? So I guess my instructions, my kids took it literally. They took it literally, right? They took it literally. So they make my mom a plate. They make me a plate. We watching the Grammys. You know what I mean? I'm watching it, making the plate or whatever. and then the wife says, yo, where's my plate? Where's my plate? Man, it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, man. You just hear the door slamming. You slam the door, and then she just started texting me. They didn't leave me any food. They didn't leave me any food. Man, I was just like, I just went to bed. I just went to bed. I just went to bed. She was like, the only place that's open, McDonald's and Burger King. I was just like, well, you could go try going by Studio One. You can go to Studio 183. I call them. They'll have something for you. They'll have something for you. They'll have something for you, man. And it was just like, bro, let me just take this one to sleep. I'm just going to bed. I'm going to this bed. So those are just the thing that some of our women have to deal with.
Man.
They got to deal with. So tell us about this acting, man. Tell us. I've seen you in some roles and I've seen some clips going on. Tell us about the acting.
Yeah, so right now we're working on a series called Messy, which is definitely messy. I'm excited about it though, and it should be out probably in the next maybe 2 months or so. What else am I working on right now? I was just in Hit a Lick, which you can see on Netflix and Prime. And what else?
And how do you get these opportunities? You get them through an agent, or you just get them through your grind, through your network? Like, how do you get these opportunities?
So a little bit of both. I do have an agent, right? And the rest of it is coming from, like, when I get opportunities like working for SAS or IBM, that's either my agency or relationships I built. I have a gig that I'm doing next week where I'm filming for domestic violence, which is very passionate to me because I'm a survivor myself. And so just getting out in the community and helping, and now doing this commercial for domestic violence is very, very important to me.
That's what's up, man. And how can the people get in touch with you, Jenna Law?
I'm on Instagram as Jenna Law. All
spell
social.
it for them now, you know.
That's JINALAW, and that's all platforms, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, as well as LinkedIn.
That's what it is, man. We got the great Jenna Law, and I say great because she is that. She is that because she is always helpful, always with a smile, with a great demeanor, and there's nothing that if you ask her, can she do it, that she can't do. Like Olivia Pope, she definitely owes you a check. She definitely owes you a check.
Is she the hip hop
She
fixer?
definitely owes you a check. Like I said, we have been trying to we have been trying to get, Rich Homie for this feature with Zoe, and I must admit, I always admit when I'm wrong. When somebody was like, well, call Jenna. I'm like, Jenna? Well, it does say Jenna Law. I'm like, Jenna, you work at the law? I'm like, I didn't know you was doing that. And she just took whatever it was, and next thing you know, 1 or 2 emails later, we in touch with who we needed to be in touch with. Paperwork came, and then she followed up, was like, y'all got what y'all need? Y'all good? Y'all? I'm like, yo, so definitely my props. Kudos to this young lady right here. A lot of people come in there and say what they have done and brag and this and that or whatever, but I'm telling you guys, 1,000%. Jenna says she can get something done, or she gives you the time of day to say, let me think about it. Trust, trust. And definitely, glad you made it on here. Let me tie up a couple things before we get up out of here.
Oh, definitely, thank you.
The Dolphins, we just came to a trade with the Houston Texans. It's not for Deshaun Watson yet, but I think, we setting it up. We just traded Shaq Lawson for Bernardrick McKinney. So Shaq Lawson was our pass rusher, our defensive end pass rusher, and we just traded for Bernardrick McKinney, who's a linebacker. So we'll see how that works out. March Madness, the University of Miami did not make it into the tournament. However, University of Florida made it in with the 7th seed, and Florida State made it in with the 4th seed. And although Florida State made it in from the East, all 68 teams are going to be in Indianapolis. So they're going to have the tournament, but I guess they're going to try to do like their own little version of the bubble where everybody's going to be in Indianapolis. And there's still a couple teams that are told to stand by because they're waiting on the protocol, the COVID protocol for a couple teams. I believe University of Virginia, who won it all last year, and another team is waiting to see. They expect in a week they'll have enough players to start in the tournament. But, so it's good to see that those things is coming back. State of Florida has 2.3 million people who've been vaccinated up to this point, and Governor DeSantis says that by April, everybody should be vaccinated. All adults should be vaccinated. So we're looking forward to that. And then we're doing 2.3 million a day nationwide. So it seems like folks is trying to get that done. They just rolled back the FEMA requirements at these stations in Florida. They rolled the ages back to 60. So seems like they're going to be ramping up to get everybody vaccinated. And I guess the last thing, the Heat won against Orlando. So we the hottest team in the league right now. We won 10 out of 11 games, right now. So Jimmy Butler, Dragic, doing that thing. Bam sat out. So we won even without Bam. So so that's cool. And also, this day in 44 BC, March the 15th, is called the Ides of March. Anybody ever heard that expression, the Ides of March? That was the day that Julius Caesar was killed by members of the Senate. That's where they get the expression et tu, Brute. And you too, Brutus, which lets you know, keep your friends, your enemies close. Your friends close and your enemies closer. It lets you know that it's usually somebody that knows you that can get to you that end up stabbing you in the back. My Nas record, Watch Them, y'all know, one of my records that I like. And also, it would have been my dad's birthday. My dad was still here. He would have been 88 today, so definitely send a shout out to Pops.
Happy heavenly birthday.
Absolutely. And having said that, Teddy T, you got a record dedicated to Ms. Law before we get up out of here.
Can I say one thing?
Of course, you can say it all.
Okay.
You got it all.
I just want to tell the people, like, in your endeavors and in all that you do, don't focus on the money. Just focus on the relationship. Continue to build the relationships. If you so into that relationship and you put that first, the money will come.
Where the money resides. And like you said, X1 Adjusters and Henry Bean, they come in there and get that money. If you had any kind of weather incident at the crib, they'll come out. And they just went to Texas and got that money in Texas for those folks who just had the winter storm. So, don't let the folks from Texas, outdo you. Something done happened to your crib, tree done fell on it, rain done flooded. Get X1 Adjusters and Henry Bean a call. Teddy T, what you got to say before we bounce?
I want to say big ups to my brother Nas, who also got a Grammy last night. His
first
Grammy.
His first Grammy.
You know what I mean?
Why did it take that
album
long?
of
Best
the year.
album.
Right.
Best
For Nas
album.
to get a Grammy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Thank you.
Big shout out to
big ups
Nas.
to the hip hop game for keeping things moving. It don't stop.
Hey, dedicated to Jenna Law. Yeah, Big Daddy K.
I'm with this. I'm just gonna sit here laid back to this
1988,
nice
my
mellow
freshman year
beat,
of college.
and
This
drop
song
some
is near
smooth
dear to
lyrics.
me.
This 88. Time to set it straight, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no half stepping. Word. I'm ready. Rappers stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the Kane, so yo, you know the outcome. Another victory, they can't get with me. So pick a BC day, cause you're history. I'm the authentic poet to get lyrical. For you to beat me, it's gonna take a miracle. And stepping to me, yo, that's a wrong move. So what you on, Hobbs? Dope a dog food. Competition, I just devour. Like a pit bull against a chihuahua. Cause when it comes to being dope, hot damn, I got it good. Now let me tell you who I am. The BIGDADDYKANE. Dramatic, Asiatic, not like many. I'm different, so don't compare me to another. Cause they can't hang, word to the mother. At least not with the principal in this pedigree. So when I roll on your rappers, you better be ready to die because you're petty. You're just a butter knife, I'm a machete. Displayed by Ginsu, wait until when you try to front so I can chop into your body. Just because you try to be basing, Friday the 13th.